Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by A.G. Hines Company. If you have a do-it-yourself project that you're planning, start your search for the right tools and the right building materials at A.G. Hines Company. For more than 100 years, they've provided home improvement gurus and major construction companies alike with everything they need for their projects. They can do the same for you. Get down to A.G. Hines Company in downtown Knoxville, right on Hines Street. It's easy to remember, easy to find. Or check them out at aghines.com. Really, really good company, good people. Here are some good people. Let me introduce the next two members of our panel. VFL Daniel Hood, right there. VFL Sterling Hinton, right there. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here. That's a good look. The mint and kind of bluish, mint and indigo.
A little remix, man.
That's impressive.
A little remix on it.
That's impressive. All right, instead of asking you guys what you learned last night, which is typically what we do in this segment, I want to know what you learned about Josh Heupel, the program, his system, players, coaches. What did we learn over the course of the entire 2022 season? Josh, what did you learn?
Well, I will use last night as part of it, but I think last night helped make a statement for what the season was. 10-2 on the field takes a lot of work off the field for that to happen, but it took adversity to get to that 10th win. And I wondered last week, how will Tennessee, with off-field adversity for the first time really since Josh Heupel became the head coach, how would they handle it? So the state of the program is in terrific shape when you look at what the coaches are doing schematically and the results in the field and the teams that they've beaten, but also being able to handle adversity. At least the first test that they faced, they handled it quite well.
Daniel?
Yeah, one of the things I've learned, and thank you to you, was you got to score 40 and don't get down by 11 points.
Don't get down by 11.
You do those, you got a good chance of winning. But
That's excellent. I don't have to say it now. Perfect. Learn that right here.
But I mean, the main thing I wanted to start with Hendon Hooker. Is, you know, he took this program over when it was in a state of disarray and got it to the point that it is now. And what will happen next year with Joe Milton, who knows? But got to just happy Thanksgiving, Hendon Hooker. Thank you for coming during that era.
Yeah. What did we learn, guys?
I learned resiliency. I mean, this team has shown some resiliency that you wouldn't think they would be able to show, given the amount of people that left before Heupel got here, given the amount of leadership that they did not have, depending upon playing time. And so, the resiliency of this team and the way these guys bought into what they were getting into and what Josh Heupel brought to Tennessee, I got high five every last one of them.
And you probably will.
Bang, bang, you know me.
I know you. Yeah. Justin, what did you learn about this team this year?
With the right quarterback, with the right, really, I don't mean to discredit any of the receivers, but if you have a take the top off of the coverage type of receiver, this offense can be really good and really good in a really good league. I think we saw this year Hendon Hooker play lights out, and it's hard to say you can just duplicate that.
Right.
But finding a quarterback and the history that Josh Heupel has had with his quarterbacks, I think you have to have confidence in it, and I think you have to believe in that. Obviously, I know that everyone's screaming about the defense, but get out in recruiting, and Tennessee's a place where you can recruit the type of players that you want. You rebuild and retool on that side of the ball, and I think you have to capture lightning in a bottle, but I think there's an opportunity to sustain this success here.
Yes.
Okay. I'll give you one that's a positive, I think. One thing that I learned, because we went into the season, Bob Hodge had mentioned as the one thing he was dreading going into the year, there was far less flopping. I expected, after what we saw last year, I expected to be cussing the screen all year long for guys going down with fake injuries to slow the offense. Really wasn't a ton of that. What do they? You've got a call for that. The coaches. what is the call?
Scuba.
Dive.
Yeah, like dive or dead dog. I would say shame on the defenses and the defensive coaches. We got to take more flops out here.
The only.
There's still no penalty for it, and that's kind of the one thing we can do defensively to regain an advantage. So lay around out there.
That's why I was surprised I didn't see as much of it.
I think in all seriousness, I think the kids playing defense, because you practice it all week, they're trying to get back up. They're trying to go get lined up. They're trying to go play. They're not thinking, is it my turn right now to take this dive? And they snap the ball so quick, you got to roll.
I still feel bad for Tennessee. Their offensive linemen on special teams, those extra point guys, they have an offensive lineman gets hurt just almost every extra point. It's fascinating. It's a dangerous play out there, that extra point. Tennessee always has a guy go down on that. Does any other things we learned?
I was going to say that maybe my one is just special teams seem to be a problem this entire year. And even to the point last night at Vanderbilt, you still had a fake punt that they ended up getting the first down on. Now, they did hit some big plays, but you can't give up those. If that was a tight game, Vandy gets a fake punt for a first down, that could be a game changer.
The key word in Hood statement is if. Well, it wasn't a tight game. Don't worry about the ifs, man. They served a donut. Come on, man.
It's the difference between a coach's perspective of it, and the hype man's perspective.
Hey, man, but I'm still a player.
If.
I'm still a player.
No question about that. All right.
I would offer that we didn't learn necessarily. We were reminded, if you win, they will come. Tennessee started to win again.
Good one.
And game day kept coming back.
Yes.
And all the national media came back to cover Tennessee.
And the fans made that a real home field advantage
Yes.
again.
Yep.
A lot of great memories from this season.
Yep.
I think it was ESPN that said their top 5 most viewed games were Tennessee.
Nationally
sure.
all
Yeah, I'm
year,
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
Fans love to
the
see Tennessee win.
Tennessee, Georgia was the #1 watch game this season. I'm guessing Ohio State, Michigan passed it yesterday, but still. One other thing I'll throw out there, and we'll debate this later on, whether Josh Heupel will regret it. We learned that Josh Heupel, even with a championship on the line in front of him, will make the call to say, we got rules around here and we're going to live by them. Personally, even though sometimes that hurts, I think it helps your program. I like it. So that's something we learned. We can debate later, and I'm sure we will, whether or not it should have been done. All right, when we come back, will this season be remembered for the many exhilarating highs or the one devastating low? Is it a season of, holy smokes, this is great, or a season of what could have been? That's next on the Sports Source.
Miss an episode? Catch up at sportsource.tv or our YouTube channel.